Okay, I'm going to walk you through the different function representations you will need to know and recognize and create. This is kind of a key part of the functions component for 8th grade, and so you're going to see this kind of stuff come back and forth again and again. So anyway, let's get started. So your figure numbers and your number of tiles are the two things you're looking at, your two variables. Here's an example of a pattern. This one's pretty straightforward. You can see that it's gaining 4 tiles each time. So then to go backwards, I would take those tiles away and I would have 1 tile left for figure number 0. So the two things we're looking at here again, the figure number, the number of tiles, this is a visual representation of that. For the table, we're just taking our figure numbers and our number of tiles and putting them together. So here there's 1 tile, 5 tiles, 9 tiles, 13 tiles, 17 tiles. This is the representation we're probably the most familiar with, the table representation. And we use the same strategy we've used before. For our equation, we're going to have a y equals some number times x and then something at the end. Our figure number 0 is 1, which means that 1 is going to go here. And our growth factor is adding 4 each time. So that's what's going to go here, which tells us that our equation is y equals 4x plus 1. The last representation is the graph. And all we're doing now is we're taking these coordinates and plotting them. So 0 is 1. 1 is, oops, got that over 1 too many. 0 is 1, 1 is 5, 2 is 9, 3 is 13, and so on. And then to make your line graph, you just basically connect these points going both ways. Now the last piece of this is to recognize the growth and the 0 term in all these representations. So if I look at the equation, which we were the most familiar with, here's our growth, here's our 0 term. For our equation, here's our growth. For our table, you can see the growth from one to the next, and here's our 0 term. For our tile pattern, figure 0, we have 1 tile. And then the growth we're seeing is that we are adding 4 tiles each time. Okay, and the most recent one we've looked at now is the graph, which shows us here is our 0 term. This is also called the y-intercept, meaning that it intercepts the y-axis there, where the coordinates are 0, 1. So my 0 term is 0, 1. And our growth, which is also called the slope, is 4, because we are going up 4 every time we go over 1. Up 4 over 1. And then to find the slope, you just divide rise over run, which is 4. So again, you can see in each of these representations for this function, you can identify the growth and the 0 term in the pattern, the table, the equation, the graph.